I'm listening to 49er Rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It is absolutely incredible to be with you today, even in the midst, right after a loss. I get it. It's rough, all of those things, but we've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about with you guys today because where are the 49ers? Where are they? It's been such a, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, presentation, all those different types of things that, you can go to so many different, analogies, but where are they? Who are they? And so what I wanted to do today is take a step back and listen a little bit more than to talk. Podcasts, I talk, right? That's what I do. I talk all day. I talk to my wife. I talk to my kids. I talk to the kids I teach. I talk to the players I coach. I talk to you guys. I want to listen a little bit more today. So what we did, and shout out to Juan Solis, he went through the press conferences and brought out a lot of really good clips. And so I want to try to create a little bit of a dialogue with the players themselves over where they are. And so, yeah, we're talking obviously about the game itself and what happened and what transpired because we're still in that window. But really, where are we long term, right? I want to say shout out to all the Countdown crew. I love all the hashtag CCs, baby. I love it. I love it. I love it. Appreciate all the questions. And, man, right off the bat, here we go. Bringing the fire. CJ Ruthless, he says, when will we cut Tom Compton? I just finished an hour-and-a-half breakdown on Patreon going through the offensive film, and it hurt. But a lot of things I came away with. One of the things I came away with, Tom Compton pulled the old Mike McGlinchey to a T, where he was great for 50 plays, and he had 2 bad plays. Really just 1.5. Just so happens those 2 bad plays were a safety, and then the very last play of the game where the tip pass stopped the tying touchdown. So, one, there ain't no way in hell we're cutting Tom Compton. Not because I don't want him to be cut. That's not what it is at all. It's the Kyle Shanahan loyalty program, which we have talked about a lot. That's who Kyle is. He's sticking with his guys, okay? And what really upsets me more than anything, not Tom Compton, even though I don't like Tom Compton, the 49ers special teams. Listen to the coach himself, and we're going to talk about this for a minute here.
Not good enough today at all. I mean, we gave up a fake punt for whatever it was, 70 yards. It seemed like we had a turnover as the kick returner. I thought it, obviously hurt losing Trenton, but, Trav's got to hold on to that ball when he comes in. We also gave up a big kick return at the end of the second quarter that led to a touchdown. And we missed extra points. So we got to play a hell of a lot better.
So, that's huge. What happened with the special teams, and again, just, you the way the film's broken down, the all 22 tape, you get one file of all the offensive plays, you get one file of all the defensive plays, right? So I'm going through the offensive plays, and before you even hit play, you're down 7-0. And it's our first offensive play, and you're like, oh, well, the defense usually gives up a touchdown. No, that's not what it is. Defense held them to a 3-and-out. Special teams has been bottom of the NFL since Shanahan arrived. And one of the age-old coaching kind of whatever, if you want to tell how good a coaching staff is, look at the special teams. Look at the special teams. That's going to tell you all you need to know. You look at kind of the top-tier coaches that have been around the longest. Okay, Bill Belichick, great special teams. Mike Tomlin, great special teams. Harbaugh at Baltimore, amazing. He was a special teams coordinator. And so year in, year out, because, again, there's 3 phases in the football game. And you control all 3 of those. And usually the most detail-oriented coaches have good special team units. You want to go to college, Saban, he coaches special teams and defense. But, the 49ers don't have that. They don't have that, and it's cost us games. We've lost 3 games this year just because of the special teams unit. And we've done nothing about it. It's gotten worse. We put Travis Benjamin back there. And I know you can say Trenton Candy got injured, whatever else. I don't care about that. What I care about, why is Travis Benjamin on this damn roster? Well, Kyle Shanahan loyalty program. That's another one. And you look at the special teams unit. Who's the coach? Hightower. Coach Hightower. Guess what? Played college football at the University of Texas with Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan loyalty program. And it's awful. The dude should be fired ASAP. And if you've listened to the show for, a small amount of time or a long amount of time, this episode like 460 something, I'm not that guy. I'm not the hellfire brimstone guy. That's not who I am. Special teams, fire his ass. That's what should happen. And I'm a Longhorn telling you this guy got to go. He's got to go. The 49ers would be 9-3 this year if we just had an adequate, not even good, just average special teams unit. We don't have that. 14 points given up by the special teams. The fake punt, Travis Benjamin, the fumbled kickoff right out of halftime, mind you, where they got the ball inside the 20. Mitch Wisnowski, 30-yard punt. Are you kidding me? Missed extra point. You can go on and on and on. The huge kick returns. It's not like it's just one phase. It's not just the field goal unit, just the kickoff group, just kickoff return, not just the punt, not just the punt return. It's all of the above. Now, I can get as fired up as I want to. Not going to do anything about it. Why? Shanahan loyalty program. You're in with them. You're in. It's like you're a made man in the mafia. Like, you can't touch them. Hands off. And unfortunately, Tom Compton, Coach Hightower, right? We can keep going. Number 27. Good Lord. It's just Travis Benjamin. These guys, they're on it. And they're made men with Kyle Shanahan, and so they're not going anywhere. And I think that's rough. It's rough. And it hurts. Tommy's the best, man. Tommy's so funny. He's my reactionary measuring tape thermostat. John, low tower is dumpster juice. Yeah, there we go. Bye, Felicia. I love it, man. It's bad right now, and there needs to be some changes that need to happen. And it's frustrating. And the whole game is frustrating. And it's easy to say, well, yeah, 100% it was on special teams. But it wasn't just on special teams. Here's the thing. The 49ers were a much better team than Seattle. There's no doubt about that. I don't think anybody would say otherwise. The issue is you can't beat Seattle. You can't beat the refs, which we're going to talk about. And you can't beat yourself. You're going against everybody. Everybody. And so that's kind of where we're at. And it hurts. It hurts for sure. And yeah, let's talk about injuries. I'm seeing that in the chat. Let's jump in there. Let's listen to Kyle open it up.
Guys, Trent Cannon had a concussion. He's going to stay in the hospital overnight. Emmanuel Mosley had an ankle, never returned. Elijah Mitchell was evaluated for head injury. He was cleared. Came back.
And I know Kyle's low. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to get this off before Monday Night Football, and I didn't have time to adjust all the volumes on all the things. Kyle's the only one that's low, I think. Nick Bosa's always low, but apologize. I did get the hour-and-a-half breakdown on the offense, which will be up. I'm going to finish loading that right after this, but I wanted to get this out. And yeah, Emmanuel Mosley's going to be out. It's an ankle sprain. They talked about it probably 4 weeks. High ankle sprain, that hurts. That's huge. Emmanuel Mosley's been great. Hasn't given up one touchdown. And, what are we going to do? Demo goes out there, gives up one touchdown, gets pulled. They put in 27. Josh Norman, meanwhile, gives up 2 touchdowns, and nobody bats an eye. It's what it is. That's where we're going to be. So, yeah, that hurts. Let's talk Jimmy G, okay? The 2 interceptions, it was bad Jimmy yesterday, as we all know. It was terrible Jimmy, not just bad. Now, he was great down the stretch, and this is what Jimmy does. He's going to dig you in a hole and help the other team out and then do just enough to kind of keep his spot. And I feel like that's kind of an issue. Oh, real quick, Adam, thank you for the gift, brother. Going back to the previous point, I think this is key. Gold needs to go next year. I'm not a big Robbie Gold fan. 1 touchdown game comes with 1 missed field goal. All those things. Don't even get me started on Hightower. I'm with you. Yeah, it's time to move on. Gold missed his first extra point, with the 49ers this year. That's rough, but yeah, it's not good. Now let's listen to, again, this will be one of the last clips I use on Kyle just because I know it's a little low, but I think this is key because he's going to talk about what Jimmy Garoppolo should have done on both of his interceptions.
Yeah, in the first one, Wagner got back, which he does a great job of, and Jimmy's got to wait for him to go by him. He tried to throw it in the first window. It's a second window throw, and on the next one, both linebackers are back there. Jimmy knew it, tried to drop it in over him, which is an overthrow. Should have checked it down underneath him.
Should have checked, and man, it's so clear when you watch the tape on that first one. Wagner didn't do anything special. Nothing at all, really. He just dropped to the hook curl zone. And the play was wide open. You got to wait for him to clear because Bobby Wagner's facing Jimmy G. You just got to wait for him to clear past your head, then throw it. He threw it right at him. It was just a terrible throw. Terrible throw, terrible decision. Second one, terrible throw, terrible decision again. Throw it into triple coverage. And there was a player that checked out both times. Jimmy just not protecting the ball, which if you're Brett Favre, and you're somebody, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, somebody that's creating plays, right? And bringing that to the forefront of this game, you can deal with some of those mistakes. But guess what? I hate to tell you this. He is not one of those playmakers. No, he's a slow grind, get some first downs, but we were 3 for 10 on first downs, and we didn't score any points in the second half. And a lot of that's on Garoppolo. Now listen to Jimmy. Two clips from Jimmy I want to talk about here. The first one was he was just asked about how he feels about the loss.
Sore. It was a dogfight. We knew that going into the game though. It's always, whatever the records are between these teams, it's always going to be a 60-minute game, and that was a battle. It really was. There's some sore guys out there, both sides of the ball, but at the end of the day, we just got to finish that drive.
And that's the thing. There were a couple good plays that he made there. But again, it's like, do you get credit for putting out a fire if you started the fire of the house in the first place? I don't know. Jimmy definitely attributed to that. And this one's a little bit more on Kyle than anything else. That 4th and 1 call that never was because of the snap with Alex Mack. 4th and 1 zone read keep. Oh, listen to Jimmy break it down and apologize for the language. He's going to let one slip here.
Oh, yeah. Alex, something happened with the ball. He kind of moved it and slipped a little bit. And then I think they blew the whistle. I really wasn't sure, but yeah, kind of a little broken play there at that point. What was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be a zone read. Kind of some shit happened. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, but that was fun. All right.
Two things. One, it was a terrible play call. They had a linebacker and a strong safety sitting on that side. It wasn't a zone read. It was a zone read keep. 2, put in Trey Lance to do that crap. That's his specialty. Why are you doing that with freaking Garoppolo there anyway? 3, what's with the attitude? I'm not the biggest doom and gloom guy. I've said that twice today. But maybe the losses should affect you a little bit. Jeremy, help me with my Niners depression, right? That's what he put in the call. I love that. It affects me, man, when my team loses. And this is my team. That's how I feel. Doesn't seem like it affects Jimmy that much. And that's part of, a good cornerback or a good quarterback. You got to be able to wipe it and move on. And I understand that. That's 1 hour after the game. That's not even an hour after the game. It's 30 minutes after the game. And you sucked. You weren't even good. So a big reason why you lost was you. And yeah, you can say shit happens, whatever. I don't mind that. But come on, man. It should matter to you. And that needs to come across. And it did not. The dude was chuckling half the time. Now, again, this is not turning into I hate Jimmy show. It's not. I know who Jimmy is. That's why I don't, go on these long Jimmy rants, because I know who he is. This is who he is. He's continuing to show us exactly who he is. And again, is Kyle Shanahan going to make a change anytime soon? No. Why? Shanahan Loyalty Program. It's a real thing. Jimmy's on it. Even though they traded up and got Trey Lance, that's a long-term future play. I don't even know what that's going to look like next year. I don't. Now, here we go. Before we jump to the next part, and I want to talk penalties and refs and all that stuff. Real quick, let's get a quick word in from my bookie. Cryptocurrency is the future, so don't get left in the past. Bet with my bookie, and you can get your first deposit of crypto doubled using promo code 49ERS. Double your first crypto deposit. And the best part of this, my bookie accepts all well-known cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, they do all of them. And you can withdraw your money even faster if you're willing to take currency and all the cryptocurrencies and all those things. So don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to $1,000 using promo code 49ERS. And head to my bookie today. Place your bets and watch the sparks fly. We also have UFC 269. You want to bet on the fights? That's there for you as well. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Man, I hope you bet with us last 3 weeks. Good gosh, man. We have posted huge win totals last 3 weeks. We'll have a whole new section of bets. They'll be up on Patreon. Just like all of our videos, all of our breakdowns, everything that we got there, that's all going to be up over there. And also, got a special episode coming up this week for Patreon subscribers only, our Rush Hour series that we're doing. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little non-football podcast, just getting into and detailing kind of how I got into this, how we started this, and things like that. Usually, here's how it works. People email me, hey, you should do this, and then I just do it. Like, I love it. So I appreciate everybody that shares their ideas. You can email me, 49ersrushpodcast@gmail.com. Patreon, Twitter, those are the best places. And I want to do a real quick shout out. I don't do this often, but a Patreon subscriber, Cheeto, man, he's the man. Wanted to give a shout out to Ava King, his girlfriend, because he's been able to convert her to become a 49ers fan. She was raised, Patriots and Steelers fans and all that kind of stuff. He's brought her over to the good sides. Welcome to the Jedi. So just want to give a shout out to Cheeto and Ava. You guys are the best. Congratulations. Appreciate the continued support. Really do appreciate that. Now, let's talk about things that perhaps we didn't get support for, and that's from the refs. All right, we're going to start off with DJ Jones, who has played like a madman. This is last year. It was a 1-year deal he signed. I didn't think we'd get to keep him in free agency. We did. Excited to see what he's going to get paid somewhere. I hope it's with us because he's been playing well. Listen to him talk about penalties and extending the drives on defense.
As far as talking about it, I mean, I'll leave it to spectators and stuff. We got to leave it. We got to leave it out of the referee's hands. Not even get him a chance to throw the flag. That's where we can be better. But yeah, like I said, I'll leave it to y'all to talk.
And so, I appreciate DJ setting me up here, and I'm going to talk about this. It's trash. I just went through the offensive film. I didn't even go through the defensive film. It's awful. The last play before the game, the second to last play, that was pass interference and defensive holding right in front of the ref. No call. We switched jerseys. That's called every single time. If that was Josh Norman, it would have been called. It looked like Josh Norman in coverage because literally holding him 12 yards deep, no call. Pinned his arm deep as the ball was coming out, no call. And that's kind of what it was. It wasn't just that play. Listen to Bosa.
Yeah, it was a rough day with the refs. Kind of used to it.
Bosa's hilarious, man. Like the weirdest ways. Rough day with the refs. We get used to it. I mean, they don't call jack squat against him. I haven't done the defensive film yet. That's going to be tomorrow. But it's bad. It's bad. And it's just like, why is it like this all the freaking time? Now, I will say this, and I want to talk about Aziz, because Aziz balled out. He was incredible. Incredible. Listen to him. He's going back old school, quoting his old defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh. And again, DJ said a very similar thing. Listen to Aziz.
Yeah, it's always tough when things aren't going your way because, there's been games where those calls have went our way and vice versa. So, I mean, you can never control that. You never want to leave it in the hands of anybody else. I remember Robert Saleh used to always say, you hold the pen, so write your own story. Don't let nobody else do it. So I think when you think about it, with what just happened today, you don't want to leave it into the hands of a ref to make a call for us or for them. You just want to be able to make the plays that you need to make.
Aziz is for real, man. I love that dude. Love that dude. And he had a hellacious game. Incredible performance from Aziz. Very, very proud of what he's done. Now, staying with that, let's go to the other side, because it's not just an offense or defensive thing. It's both. Listen to Kittle talk about it. Like, do you think that these penalties are having an issue with this team? Yes. It wears you the hell out because, again, you're not just playing against the 11 on the opposing team. You got to play against the freaking 7 officials.
Refs make calls. They don't make calls. It is what it is. You got to live with it. Yeah, it's frustrating when there's like drive stoppers. We had a couple penalties the last drive that we were able to overcome, and so you can't use penalties as an excuse. You just got to play better.
Gosh, I love that man. Oh! and again, they started on the 2-yard line, so they had to drive 98 yards. There were 2 10-yard penalties in there. There was a block in the back from Trent Sherfield that was stupid as hell. Then there was a fake holding call against Lakin that was just absolutely from phantom, not even existent. So they had to go 118 yards to win the game. Well, they went 114 yards. And so, like, they almost overcame it, but there were lots of issues. And again, another issue that this 49ers team has started to have, which showed its head during the 4-game losing streak, was stacking penalties. There was one drive where you had a holding call. It was a bad holding call. Then you had a false start. Then you had a dropped pass by Kittle. That's 3 negative plays in a row. Like, it's hard to overcome that. And especially with our offense digging holes and without Debo out there, it's hard to get out of there. And the 49ers offense, they didn't score 1 point in the second half. None. 0. Listen to Kittle. And I love that he puts this stuff on him.
Oh, it's brutal. And again, losing sucks. Have all the opportunities, turnovers, fake punts for touchdowns, and then when you give Russ Wilson a chance, he's gonna take advantage of that opportunity. But we weren't clean enough on offense. I think our defense played a hell of a game. They tried really. They did about everything they could to keep us in the game, give us an opportunity, and our offense, we didn't really do anything in the second half. And it's hard to win in Seattle if you don't really do anything in the second half.
It was bad. Yeah, I'm seeing you. Newbie, he says, didn't cross the 50 until the end of the 4th. It was awful. 0 points in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Don't expect to win on the road, especially when you have a 3-turnover performance. Don't expect to win. And again, like, that was on the offense. A lot of that was on Jimmy. Brandon Ayuk was awful. Worst game as a pro. 3 negative plays in a row in the middle of the 3rd quarter and ended one of those drives. Like, I love Brandon Ayuk. I predicted him to have a huge game. Definitely didn't do that. It was awful. Very, very bad game. And again, staying with this dialogue, right? Trying to listen more than I talk. And pay attention to Kittle's attitude on that video, that last one. It mattered to him. He's not like, dude, you just cost your team the game. What the hell are you telling jokes for? You want to be funny after a win. Otherwise, freaking, come on, man. Shut the hell up. And again, I don't like being negative towards Jimmy because I think he's a good dude and a great teammate. Judge the freaking room, dude. I know it's just a game. Some people it matters to. This is another guy it matters to. Listen to Trent Williams, best player in the NFL. Best player in the NFL.
Yeah, it is a crazy game. We know that with our defense, no matter if it is 1st and goal at the 1 or 4th and goal at the 1, we know we got a chance. Those guys fly around, they play like their hair is on fire every single snap. So we knew we always hold out hope that they're going to get a stop, and they did. They played a really good game, and I think we kind of let them down with some sloppy play.
Yeah, let them down. Trent Williams is the truth, man. That dude, he played so well. So I see this question, none of your business. Whose fault ultimately? All right, here we go. Pecking order. Special teams, number 1. Okay? Special teams, number 1. Josh Norman, number 2. Gave up 2 touchdowns with ease and lots of other bad plays. Jimmy Garoppolo, number 3. Brandon Ayuk, number 4. Now, if you want to put, Kyle Shanahan's play calling somewhere in there, I'm cool with that as well. You want to put the refs in there, that's cool. But make no mistake. How do you overcome the worst special teams in the NFL? How do you overcome a corner that can't help in run game or pass game and literally lets people... There was a clip of Adrian Peterson making fun of Josh Norman after he walked into the end zone. Literally, like, it's a 30-second clip. I put it up on Twitter. Just making fun of him because he didn't know how to, like, he still doesn't understand run support. Jimmy Garoppolo, 100% bears responsibility, and Brandon Ayuk was really bad. Really bad. So like that's my pecking order there. If you want to move Jimmy up, that's fine ahead of Josh Norman, and a lot of things I don't want to put on Josh Norman because it's not his fault. You keep putting him out there, like he's not going to change who he is at all. And so that's rough. That's rough. Flip side, thank you, Trent. You got to go the other way. Defense played great. The fact that they had forced that turnover. We had no business being in the game that late in the game with our special teams and Jimmy Garoppolo. We didn't have... That was an incredible play, man. Incredible play forcing that fumble and just giving your offense the opportunity. And you almost got there, but just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. Man. So, I'll say this before we jump out of here. This season matters, and we got a lot of ways to go. You're in the 7th seed of the playoffs, and it's coming down. Every game's going to matter moving forward. Now, the good news is the 49ers could lose next week, and they still are in the 7th seed outright because of the tiebreakers. So we've got a game to play with, but it's time to get it straight, and it's going to come down to the wire. Whenever we get to January 9th and we play the Los Angeles Rams, trust me, that game's going to determine where we are in the playoffs or where we're not in the playoffs. So that's going to be important. And again, head over to 49ersRushRoadTrip.com. Get your tickets, man. We've sold over 100 of those bad boys. I love it. And we're going to be partnering, which I'm pretty excited with the local 49ers chapter, the 40Wanos. They are an incredible group and do a lot of good for the community. I'm excited to get to know them. We're finalizing all of the details for the tailgate that we're going to be doing with them. It's going to be a blast at SoFi Stadium. So head over there, 49ersRushRoadTrip.com. Get your tickets. Let's go, baby. This is going to be awesome. I'm really, really excited about this. It's going to be an absolute blast. Saturday night, we're partying in Hermosa, at Hermosa Beach. We got the whole thing rented out. I've got like 7 autographed jerseys I'm giving away. And again, with your ticket, t-shirt, you get raffle tickets, all that stuff, entertainment, meet other people, hang out, have a good time, and then tailgate the next morning. Oh, dude, it's going to be one of the best weekends of the year. And again, propelling ourselves into the playoffs, hopefully. Matt, thank you for the gift. Let's call some personnel decisions what they are. Yeah, cronyism, period. That's, dude, look at you busting out those big words. You wrote for my AP US history test, you would be doing very well, Matt. And just the fact, again, Shanahan, yeah, he's incredible. I'm glad he's my head coach, but you're not wrong. That's exactly what it is. Shanahan loyalty program has a lot of faults to it, and it's costing us. Oh, what's up, Sergio? I got the 40Wanos in the house. I love it, man. Really excited to hang out and party with those guys. We're going to throw one hell of a party. We sold out the last one. If you were in Chicago, man, we hit capacity quick. So if you want your guaranteed admittance, you buy that ticket, you're in, because I've got it capped at their capacity, which we are going to sell out. Again, I'm telling you guys this. You try to come out without buying a ticket, we're going to try to get you in at the door, but if you buy a ticket ahead of time, guaranteed admittance, because we're going to cap it once we hit our number, and that's where we're going to be at. So please head over there, 49ers Rush Road Trip. We got you guys. So appreciate everybody. It's a rough loss, okay? So this is what I want to leave you with. The 49ers currently are an average football team in the NFL. The record dictates exactly that, 6-6. We have seen that the 49ers can beat good football teams, blow them out even. Look at the Rams. We have seen the 49ers lose to very bad football teams. Look at the Seahawks twice. You have to decide who you are as a football team, and you have to show up and play that way. You can't let backups cost it for you. You can't. Travis Benjamin shouldn't be in the NFL, so what? We're stuck with him. You've got to rise over those things. Your studs have to play like studs. You can't do what Brandon Ayuk did and shrink back. You can't do that. Now, I expect Debo, I expect Fred Warner to be back this week. We'll find out. But you need to elevate your play. You're 6-6. You're somehow in a terrible NFC. in a position to where you could still make the playoffs and do some damage. If we match up that first wild card week against the Packers, fully expect us to win that game. I really, really do. I'm telling you that now because it's a bad matchup for them. But we almost beat them early in the year when we were playing bad. So I'm with you, Mike. We are pissed. We should be pissed. It's what it is. But, man, let's get it. Let's get it. And I feel good moving forward. You got some tough matchups coming up. There's no doubt about that. But they're all winnable games. They're all winnable games. There's no game I'm scared of. You got Bengals, Falcons, Titans, Texans, Rams. 49ers legit could win all 5. Will they? I doubt it, but it is possible. It is possible. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Enjoy Monday Night Football. And as always, stay strong, faithful.